Time is running out, and I truly do mean this, and I think everyone right now should be paying attention to what's really going on around crypto. We just witnessed a ton of news happening around the crypto market within the US government, around legislation and regulatory discussions. And even right now, when we really look at a lot of these charts, they are breaking out of the downtrend and they are preparing for the next big wave to the upside. And like I said, yes, time is running out. I know that we have heard this many times over in the past, but the main thing that we're actually focusing on here is Altseason. Altseason to officially begin. That way we could have the moves happen just like we saw back here in 2021. Now, why do I believe that time is running out? Well, number one, we are breaking out of the downtrend. We're getting close to retesting these highs back in December and even January of 2024 into 2025. And also at the same exact time that this is happening, volume is surging. HBAR's volume in the last 24 hours is up 47.5% at over $1+ billion. And on top of that, Bitcoin dominance just continues to sell off. Sorry for interrupting the video, but I have to let you guys know that I am now officially partnered up with ITrustCapital, the best platform out there for premium custody accounts and even crypto Roth IRAs. They offer 80+ digital assets, including even physical gold and silver. They have partnerships with some of the biggest players out there, and they also have full-on institutional grade security tied into these accounts, which is extremely important at a time where we are starting to see more and more crypto exchanges being hacked. And also, the best part about ITrustCapital is that it's 100% US-based support. And also, you can get $100 right now as a funding bonus if you sign up utilizing my link. There's going to be a link down in the description below as well as in the comments below. If you go over here, you can just scroll down to the bottom and you can sign up utilizing my link, which allows you to get $100 in a funding bonus. And for a little bit more information here you have on their website, 0% no monthly annual fees, 1% cryptocurrency transaction fees, and then we also have the prices with gold and silver. So if you guys do want to go check this out, you guys are more than welcome to. I do think that this is the best platform to lock in on long-term crypto investments with, of course, the crypto IRA platform, which is tax advantaged. So with that being said, let's dive on in back to the video. This is the largest sell-off since going back here to the beginning of May. And if we really zoom out and we look at this on the 3-day, this 3-day candle that we're currently trading on is one of the most bearish candles that we've had in this entire time since going all the way back to January of 2024. So it looks as though Bitcoin dominance is extremely weak. We're watching for a loss of 61.9, but this is giving us that big warning sign of what's to come. And what I am really focused on here is what happens next with altcoins, because if we are thinking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance, currently speaking, Bitcoin is hovering just under 119K. It's just been ranging. It's been pretty boring. And this is very good to see if you are a altcoin holder. And in this case, we're really looking at HBAR. The reason why I think that this is very good is because as Bitcoin ranges and gets boring and Bitcoin dominance continues to drop, people are flocking from Bitcoin into Ethereum, into altcoins, and that's causing a much larger push around altcoins, leading into, of course, phase 2, which will eventually lead into the Altseason phase of the market. HBAR right now, still at 25 cents. I know that it's not as cheap as 5 cents where we were buying all throughout like 2024, but this is still a very good position for HBAR because I do still think that the upside potential here could still be 10x to $2.50. Now that's on like the extreme bull levels. I'm mainly looking at, $1.50 to $2. I think that that's like the sweet spot. We'll take it one day at a time, obviously, but I still think that HBAR has a tremendous run this cycle. The USD chart looks like this currently on the 3-day. We have that big break over the trend line, cleared the previous highs. We now have a higher high here. We are in this red zone up here. We still need to clear 30 cents to really flip bullish on this chart, because once we do flip these highs back in March, we will retarget those January highs around 40 cents, which will lead to, in my opinion, a retest of 57 cents roughly, which I know that you guys already guessed it, is the all-time highs. So HBAR could have a very, very volatile run right here. Right now, currently on the last day, it's up about only 3.27% compared to other altcoins like XRP that were up 10+% recently. You know, a lot of the market over the last 24 hours is starting to wake up. Some of these altcoins are up 10+%. In the last 7 days, I mean, we are seeing a lot of moves across the board. I mean, HBAR is still up 36% on the 7-day span. Some of these altcoins are up 60+%. XLM on the 7-day span just recently was actually up over 100+%. So if we're thinking about that, you know, HBAR from our current level to just get to this point is only about a 15.6% push. To get to the recent levels back in January, it's about a 61.62% push. And then to get to all-time highs, it's about 129%. That could happen within just 1 week. It could happen a lot sooner than just 1 week as well. It all depends on how fast we start to see the move to the upside. XLM is a perfect example of just how fast things can change almost overnight. You know, if we go back to the beginning of January, we were trading at about roughly like 25 cents. We pushed all the way up to about 51.5 cents. So that's a very big move for XLM. And it all really starts with the Bitcoin pair. So we're still watching the HBAR Bitcoin pair to clear the May highs. We have yet to do so. Once we do that, we will flip into a higher high level, which will also make this chart extremely bullish. Once we do see that, I do think that we also see moves like this back in November repeat this time around to really push the USD chart above all-time highs into price discovery. Now, talking about that, let's talk about some bullish news happening around Hedera. Number one, ETPs. Big shout to Smoke Dog for this. We have just in 11 hours ago, Hedera HBAR ETP goes live with Valor Digital Securities. This is a big update because we are starting to witness the institutional side of the market really open up for HBAR. We know that XRP and Solana and, you know, all of these other altcoins have started to get a lot of focus from the institutional side, but now HBAR is also in that list, which we love to see because for the longest time, HBAR has just been overlooked as an altcoin. And I think that it's crazy considering how much news, you know, gets pushed around Hedera. But here we actually have Valor Digital Securities Ltd becomes new crypto ETP issuer. Then over here we have Valor Digital Securities Ltd becomes new crypto ETP issuer at 6 Swiss Exchange. And Valor Digital Securities Limited lists 2 products on the blockchain's internet computer and Hedera as well. So their 2 ETPs here is ICP and then also HBAR. So love to see this. Again, this is great, especially with a name like 6 Swiss Exchange. They are a very big player. We know that Six has some big partnerships with some few projects in this space. I know that the big one was Quant. So Quant definitely has, you know, some connections back to Six, but this is just a great overall, you know, push for HBAR. Outside of that, we do continue to see more and more updates getting pushed around Hedera. For an example, we just saw this one on July 15th. Today, Hedera to Earn, HTE, announced its imminent launch on the network, onboarding 3 existing apps that account for 20 million plus users into the new HTE rewards ecosystem on Hedera. Cashtree, Mars Labs, and NFT-based idle P2E game Barry Fox are the first communities to enter the HTE ecosystem, with more to come. The emphasis for HTE is on building a single unified experience that bridges any application onto Hedera to benefit from its Hedera native rewards token, starting with Cashtree, Mars Labs, and Barry Fox. A shared reward system is the economic engine of the HTE ecosystems, creating incentives for user engagement on partner apps. Whilst each project maintains its own native token, HTE is the new unifying rewards token across each 3 projects. And you guys can actually see this. This is all around mainstream users. And then down here, you can actually explore everything. But this is great to see. I mean, 20 million plus users. It reminds me around like just the beginning of the month where we were starting to see a lot of big announcements around gaming projects. Like even here is another gaming project on Hedera. I do think a lot of people actually overlook the gaming projects on Hedera because, again, gaming projects go crazy when retail joins back in. And I do think that retail is about to flood back into crypto in a huge way. You know, the market just around gaming continues to actually open up. And again, it's a great use case for DLT and blockchain. Outside of that, we also saw another big update yesterday, actually. We're pleased to see IO Finance, the first on-chain RWA credit marketplace for supply chain finance, launch its payment network on Hedera to tackle the $2.5 trillion global trade gap. This is great. Today's system is designed by bankers for bankers, squeezing the people who actually make things. Combating this, IO Finance is a new unique payment network on Hedera that utilizes untapped liquidity in the crypto markets to pay suppliers instantly. And this is a $2.5 trillion gap. This is incredible to see. The result is an on-chain credit card machine for suppliers and a three-sided market where everyone wins. Corporate buyers hold onto their cash and vendors get paid immediately. Let me actually open this and expand this. Crypto investors who provide liquidity can earn stable yields from the predictable business of companies selling actual things to each other. Traditionally, a supplier had to use something called accounts payable financing to get paid on time. This meant begging a bank for a loan, paying them interest, and waiting weeks for approval, all for the privilege of simply accessing money that's already been earned. The premise of IO Finance is to remove these hurdles and create more frictionless payments all around. The IO team has engineered a fast and automated four-step process that replaces accounts payable financing. Number one, the supplier encrypts their invoice and puts it on the network, requesting an early payment for a small discount. Number two, the receiving company decrypts the invoice and approves it with a single secure on-chain signature. Number three, the money from the liquidity pool is zapped across the globe to the supplier's wallet in the form of stablecoins on Hedera. What a great use case for the stablecoin studio, by the way. Number four, the buyer simply repays IO on the original due date. All parties get what they need when they need it with minimal friction and fees. There's no wire transfer fees, cross-border remittance delays, or loan applications. The buyer pays zero for the service and can earn token rewards based on protocol-defined participation tiers. This is huge. And also we have for the supplier, a process that once took months of caching or chasing bankers is now over in minutes. This is what having an on-chain credit card machine means for businesses. It's a system that replaces bureaucracy with a few clicks thanks to IO's vision and Hedera. This is awesome. And you know what's crazy about this? This is a $2.5 trillion trade gap that is being solved with Hedera. This reminds me of the recent announcement with, of course, Aberdeen and Archix, because this is targeting $5.4 trillion. And that's not me making things up. This is the FX market, and the UK trades about $4.5 trillion in FX and interest rate derivatives daily. And with Aberdeen, well, this is the UK first initiative. Tokenized units of Aberdeen Investments Money Market Fund and tokenized UK gilts were used as collateral for foreign exchange trades between Aberdeen and Lloyd's. And what's crazy about this is like these are massive names. Like these are not small time names that are now working with Hedera. This is what I mean by the tune is changing. This time around, Hedera is just not a small time network that, oh, we could easily overlook this. Because that's what happened back in 2021. Right? It was very easy to overlook Hedera. And it's also very easy to say, oh, well, HBAR wasn't that big of a success back in 2021 because, it only hit, 57 cents. Yeah, that's easy to say. But the thing is that it ran off of the lows of like a penny. So, HBAR did a 57 plus X return back in 2020 into 2021. It was also at a time where the supply got massively inflated. It's also at a time where the ecosystem, there was practically nothing around the ecosystem. It's also at a time where there was no marketing for Hedera. Today, all of that's different. The supply is almost fully released. We continue to see marketing kick up. We continue to see accelerator programs launch for Hedera. We have new leadership teams behind Hedera as well. And the announcements, the news announcements just happen almost every other day. HBAR is probably one of the most bullish crypto assets right now in this space. And I do think that time is running out to buy this thing under 25 cents because we're almost at 25 cents right now. Once we start to really break out, I do think that we're going to be targeting $1 pretty quick. And a lot of people will call me crazy for that, but just think how fast some of these altcoins have really, pushed the upside. XLM was very boring. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just skyrockets 100+% in a very short amount of time. HBAR today, right now, This is what the 7-day looks like. We're just kind of boring. We just recently retested this, resistance going back to the 13th, and we're just kind of chopping sideways right now. During this time, we don't want to overlook this. And again, we don't have to FOMO in right now. We could still just wait it out a little bit until, we really start to break over resistance and we could buy a little bit higher. That way we have confirmation that we are going to push higher. But I really do think that HBAR is one of the most undervalued crypto assets in this space currently, with everything happening around it and all of the big announcements that they've been recently making as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.